Ready to record.
Back in the room.
In the room.
Back
in the
room.
freaking room.
Oh, in the room with our hats on. Well, I've got a hat on.
Oh, God.
Because this episode is about hats.
But I've been thinking about...
Anyway,
while I'm going to go and get a hat.
While he's going off to get a hat for our episode about hats, let's go to a place where the distractions are landmarks and the detours are the main roads. Welcome to ADHDville. I got a hat. It is on my head. Get a head. Get a hat. Get a head. Get a hat. Oh, and as the music fades out, Paul fades in.
I fade in with a hat.
YouTube with a hat.
One of my favourite
very nice. Hats. Do you want to describe your hat for those who are listening in their car?
It's kind of pork pie style, but a little bit like a centimetre higher than your average pork pie hat.
All right, it's kind of like a trilby, but with less of a rim.
Thanks, mate.
Very nice.
Careful.
In a fetching.
There's children listening.
Grey. I'm wearing, as is my way of this time of year, my beanie. And we're going to stay here in the pub. We're going to. This is where. See, this is gone wrong. This is where you, Paul, introduce yourself.
Yes, spontaneously. Hello, I'm Paul Thompson with a P, and I was diagnosed with the combined ADH and another D crawling towards a bunch of years ago.
And I'm Martin West, and I was diagnosed with the combined ADHD poo-poo platter in 2013. And we start off, and we're staying in the local pub in ADHDville, the King's Agitated Head, where we, the co-ex-mayors of ADHD, sit at the back, have a drink, and take care of business.
Yeah. Have you ever considered, pondered, cogitated, and what would it be like if we ran a pub with an ADHD kind of, theme? It was a real pub called the King's Agitated Head,
Right.
We had snacks.
Okay.
We had, the menu was ADHD friendly.
Okay.
It could be good. I think it could be a pretty cool pub.
Acoustics not too loud. So it's kind of like a little bit,
carpet not too smelly and sticky.
Sticky carpet.
Carpet.
Gotta love a pub with a sticky carpet.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about hats, Mr. Paul. This was your
subject. Let's talk about hats. So I was thinking, I was with a client this morning. I was driving back to ADHDville, headquarters, and thinking,
pub.
if you were someone that just hasn't listened to or watched any of our episodes before, you could, casually come across this episode and think, ADHD and hats, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
Actually,
are you off your head?
Out of your minds. Mm-hmm. Actually, there was some research done in 2012, well, not so long ago, 13 years ago, and the participants wore a baseball cap while performing memory tasks, and they found that the vast majority of them, they were able to recall information more accurately than those who did not wear a hat.
What?
Right? Yeah.
So are we
saying they also help them to reduce distractions and improve focus just wearing a freaking hat?
Well, firstly, I'm thinking maybe the thoughts don't evaporate out of your skull, right? Because you've got the hat there that kind of keeps the thoughts in rather than just going out the ends of your hair. So that's one very scientific reason why I think that could be the case.
Yeah. Well, there's also the case of there's other research, just pressure because even if it doesn't have to be the tightest hat, any hat increases a certain amount of pressure around your head. There's a sensual element to the of the experience. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a certain amount of pressure around your lobes, your head.
All right.
That helps.
Your bonds. That's the word I was looking
Your
for.
bonds, exactly.
Yeah, your
But
bonds.
I think there's also an element of it being symbolic. It just helps you. It's just a trick to help you concentrate. I heard someone say a couple of weeks ago, when they're looking for keys, they can't find their keys or wallet. They put a hat on, and all of a sudden they remember where their wallet and their keys were.
We may have.
Pregnant.
That's nuts. I mean,
Yeah. No, that's
I mean,
hats.
for sure. I mean, like, not everyone likes wearing a hat on their head, but I know that I do, and that pressure thing that you're talking about, definitely kind of like calms the anxiety down, which means, I
Yeah.
guess, like, that's a way to kind of like make your brain stress less and can
Yeah.
remember
Well, the
more
same
things.
studies proved that hats can significantly affect one's confidence. It says here, one's confidence and attitude.
Right.
According to the studies, people who wear hats in social settings often feel more comfortable and safe, which might increase their confidence.
Ooh, I know for sure. Yeah, that hats are a good way of like to kind of like signal personality. It's almost
Yeah,
like playing sort of that you are someone else a little bit, right? If you put on a hat,
totally.
you kind
Well,
of
there's an
like do
element
a
of
bit of role play.
yeah, yeah. There's also an element of masking in
Yeah,
it.
or
Funny enough,
role play.
literally 2 minutes before we came online,
Yes.
there's an article about Melania Trump, who's the brim of her hat is getting wider and wider and wider to avoid her getting any kisses from her husband Donald.
I love
So
that.
her brim, they actually proved that her brim is getting wider so that she can avoid as much as possible, that the kind of impromptu attempt, to kiss her on the
Mm.
cheek.
Well,
So
that's
it can be
a very
defensive, masking.
practical.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
practical.
yeah, because I've got written down here that wide brim hats, can create a sense of personal space. So that kind of
Absolutely.
does that.
Yeah.
And also a wide brim hats are also very good. Well, actually, are very good at regulating sunlight. So like when things are
Oh, they,
too
of course.
bright, it can kind of like just
Absolutely.
like sunglasses can just take that
Yeah.
edge off. Yeah,
Especially if you've got blue eyes. If you've got
like
blue eyes, you need more protection than people with darker eyes, like brown/black eyes.
all right. Well, if we're talking about Blue Eyes himself, Frank
Yes.
Sinatra, I
Oh,
have a
yes.
hat. I have a hat quote from him.
Do you?
He said, "Yes." He said, "Cock your hat. Angles
Okay.
are angles are attitude." So
Okay.
like he would have his hat at a
Mm,
kind of like a little cocky angle.
okay. Well, in English, you might say you doff your cap or your
So,
hat. You doff your cap.
oh yeah,
Do you know?
because
Do you know that you
what?
and I have got a connection to Frank Sinatra?
Okay, what blue eyes? I mean, I've got
No,
blue eyes. He's got blue eyes.
we worked with someone who whose brother was Frank Sinatra's personal assistant,
Oh, Jesus! All
Brian
right,
Brian Stapley,
all right,
photographer. His
okay.
brother went missing because he was Frank Sinatra's personal assistant for many years, and when Nancy Sinatra came out with her autobiography, he helped him He helped her write her biography, and he went missing. He's never been seen since.
No.
Yeah,
Wow.
there you go.
All right.
Connection to Frank Sinatra.
That's a mystery. That's a
Yeah.
mystery I'm going to
So
have to Google.
going back to practical things, the
Yes.
bowler hat, which people normally associate with like Britishness and the city financial
Yeah.
kind of things. Actually, the bowler hat was invented for gamekeepers, for
Oh, okay.
safety. So if you're like hunting and stuff, it would help to defend your head, protect your head if you're like running through woodlands and stuff.
All
So
right.
it's actually it was like the prequel to the hard hat,
Oh,
the
that's
bowler hat.
interesting. Well,
Yeah.
while we're on the kind of I can tell you about top hats that once caused panic when it was first seen in London in 1797. So someone was walking down the street with a top hat, and
Right.
newspapers reported that people fainted, horses bolted, and the inventor was charged with disturbing the public peace.
Oh my God. Well, the same said hats were
Mm-hmm.
responsible for a lot of problems in Canada. Like 150, 200 years ago, all of the beaver skin wars, all the beaver skins were the vast proportion of beaver skins were used to make top hats.
Yep,
That's why
yep,
they were
yep, yep, yep.
hunted. And
Right,
almost like caused wars between the English and the French to keep hold of that, protect that market.
right. So Manhattan itself, one of the main industries was the
Oh,
beaver pelts for top hats that they would. So they
oh,
would go upstate, right, and then
yes,
they would like hunt, and then they'd bring them all down into
right,
New York, and then they go off into Europe. And the path that on Broadway,
yeah,
that saying on Broadway, well, that
mm,
is a long road that goes up through Manhattan, and that is the old path that the beaver hunters would take to
no
go up
way.
to go upstate.
Does it still
Yeah,
smell of beaver?
it's heavy beaver. It's heavy beaver territory still, especially when you get
God.
around like that Times Square area.
Right, of course, yeah. Now
Um,
I guessed. Okay,
while we're on New York, I will tell you a little short story. In the autumn of 1922, there were the New York hat riots.
in
So what
1822 or 1922?
1922, did I say 18? 1922,
1922.
the New
Okay,
York hat riots. So what was happening
okay,
was that there was a big push for people to not wear straw hats and to go over to
okay.
like silk and felt hats.
Right.
And at the end of the summer, you were supposed to switch away from the
Yes.
straw, but the
Mhm.
workers protested because obviously, these other hats were like more
Right.
were more expensive, so they carried on wearing their straw hats into the fall,
Oh,
and there were gangs who would just knock off people's hats, and
wow.
fights broke out.
Okay.
Mm.
That's amazing. I like that. It reminds me, I don't know why, probably no reason at all, other than the fact that I have ADHD. But it reminds me of the story about the straight bananas and the curved bananas. There were
Oh yeah.
riots and there was like protests in the Caribbean because there was someone decided that the English like straight bananas. And the problem with straight bananas is that you actually can it hinders the crop, and you can't make as much. They weren't making as much money as they were with bendy bananas, so they went
All
on
right.
strike. Yeah, perceptions, I
Mm.
suppose, dumb perceptions, and you know,
Yeah, I
yeah,
see. I mean,
we'll see.
I see, Paul. Very interesting
you?
banana facts.
I'm a bit worried that you see, because that might suggest that you might be, you might have ADHD as well as me. Is that
No,
true?
no, mate.
Oh,
No, no,
okay. You're
no.
denying it.
It's all a lie. What was I going to say? Hats,
I don't
right?
know. Yes.
So, I mean, my big thing about hats is, and anyone on TikTok who follows me will know, I have 2 hat seasons. In the
Yes.
summer, it is the baseball caps,
Mm-hmm.
and then I switch over in the fall to the humble beanie, and then I'll wear
Right.
a beanie until it gets hot again, and that's like
But is that
that's
since you
me
moved
all
to
the time.
America? Have you been contaminated?
No, it's because since I've been here, I've had less and less hair, and
Yes.
and the
Yes.
the winters here are pretty cold. Not as
Yeah.
cold as in Canada, obvi, but still
Yeah.
pretty cold. And so I have to have something ahead. And then in the summer, there is
Yeah.
a lot of sun. So it
Yeah.
just becomes practical.
This is the reason
In the
why
end.
men wear more hats than women,
That is
because
true.
men have bald heads.
That is true. There are, I think, I saw somewhere globally, there are slightly more hat sales to men than there are to women.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there is. Yeah. I've done the research.
I've done the
Some would.
research, mate.
I've done the research. I think some of it might be linked to also, the perception of us men. If you lose your hair, you're losing some element of virility and therefore sexual desire.
Not me, mate. Not me.
Not me. No, me
I'm at my
neither.
peak. I'm at my
Wasn't my
peak.
opinion. Yes. Yeah, I always think of you as being a man of particular virility, Martin. Like an example of virility.
That's what my mum said as well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I
No,
can imagine her
no,
saying
she
that.
didn't.
Okay.
She said, "No,
So,
Marty, you're a hunk."
I've got here the inventor
Yeah.
of the bowler hat was a man called Edward Coke.
All
Don't know
right.
why that's relevant.
He would drink
Okay.
Coke out
And
of it. What?
here's a fact. Here's an interesting
Yeah.
fact. The Wild West. What hat would you associate with the Wild West?
Well,
Not Wild
obviously,
Martin West. Not Wild Martin West. The Wild West,
Wiki
as
Wiki
in,
Wild
you know.
West. I would, I would, I would obviously think of the Stetson, right? The kind of
Yeah.
classic cowboy Stetson, or the Clint Eastwood kind of weird brimmed hat thing. Why?
But there was the bowler hat vastly outsold the Stetson in the Wild West.
Now you say it. Now you say it.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it funny? I like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I like those kind of facts. We have this
Yeah.
strong, I guess, because the wide brim hat, it shouts a little bit more. It's a little bit more, I don't know. It's a bit more prominent as a symbol. But yeah,
Right.
it's the thingy. So yeah.
I know that
So,
Abraham Lincoln used to keep papers and in his stovepipe
did he?
hat. Yeah, so it was can't say now his stationery closet cupboard.
No.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean he probably had some post-it notes up there, staplers,
Right.
rulers,
Bulldog
Sharpies.
clips.
Yeah, absolutely. It was all up there
Okay.
in his hat.
But going back to the psychology of hats,
Yes.
I found that if I'm in a bad mood, Martin, and you probably find that impossible to imagine.
It's like every fucking podcast, mate. Every podcast.
Okay.
You're
Right.
you're
If
such
I
a
put on
grumpy. Yeah.
like if I put like this hat, if I'm in a bad mood, I'll go and trick my brain into thinking, no, I'm not in a bad mood by putting on one of my favorite hats,
All right, so
and it
you can
works.
improve your overall
Yes,
happiness,
yeah, it's
or
mind trickery.
your mood.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't have any fun hats. I used to have like a very, just think about some of the hats that I've had in the past. I had a kind of a top hat. It was like a felt top hat in in
What?
dark green. It was like a big top hat
Really?
thing. Well, Paul, back in the late 90s, when we would like go to festivals, right?
Right.
And we'd be up
Yeah. Yeah.
dancing and doing all the
Yeah.
fun festival things, and you'd buy
Wild
festival hats and
wild crowd pleasing moves
yeah, yeah,
with hats.
yeah,
With
yeah.
hats.
I would often buy crazy fun hats at festivals.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I
Get a
don't
head, get
because
a hat.
well, that's another discussion, isn't it? Because I generally, when I rocked up at a festival, I would generally after like the second day, I'll just like say goodbye to all my friends, including you, and then
Yeah.
we'd meet up a couple of days later
Goodbye.
and exchange stories.
Yeah,
You
that
know.
would be about it.
So I probably missed at least a couple of days of your hat wearing shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a
Yeah.
hole in my knowledge of
You
you and your
missed out there,
hats.
mate. Missed
I
out, mate.
missed out a lot, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What else we got?
I
What else we
think.
got? He says,
Oh, I think
vamping for time.
I think that's me
Are
all
we
used
there?
up on hats.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I think it would be interesting to know for the people at home or in your car
Yes.
or whatever, drinking your cup of tea. Are you a
Yes.
hat person? Do you wear hats?
Yeah.
What hats do
Let
you
us
like?
know.
Right. You know what? I think actually there is. I put up a post saying that I was transitioning from sounds bad. That I'm
Right.
transitioning
Oh, hey, this is news.
from baseball. I know this is news.
Wow.
I'm fighting about it
What
now.
are you transitioning into, Martin? What is it this week?
Into a beanie hat. So I was
Oh, okay.
I was transitioning from the baseball cap to the beanie hat, and I had comments on it. It was like, oh, my boyfriend has just transitioned to that, but my ex-husband hasn't transitioned to. So I think actually it is might be more of a general thing than I thought, that American guys maybe baseball hats summer, beanies winter,
Yes.
and then there's a swap over, and then once I swapped over, I'm not going back. I'm not going back.
So something happens between something over the Atlantic Ocean. Something happens with hats and hat wearing.
Yeah.
I like hats.
But yeah, so there we go.
I want to say I like hats. I like a hat
all
shop.
Right, there we go.
Have you been into a hat shop? Have you been into a hat shop?
Into hattery? No. Yes, I have been into a hat shop. Yes. There are. I did have some statistics about how many hat shops there were in the world, but
You've
yeah.
lost. Okay.
I've lost it now.
Yeah, there's a couple in Milan. There's one near me. There's a couple near me. Actually, where I bought this hat was just a general fashion shop, clothes shop, and they happen to have hats. Yeah, but yeah, hat shop are kind of interesting places. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is,
I'd like to. Yeah, it'd be good to know about, because most of our listeners are women. So if women and hats is probably a whole different story.
Oh yeah, I mean, like where yeah. Yeah, like not so much in this country, but certainly if you're in the UK, if you go to a wedding, then that's when all the hats come out, right? That's when you get your hat out.
Yeah, which I always found I was a bit I found a bit sad that the only times we really get hats out is when it's like Ascot Day, horse
Mm-hmm.
racing and
Yeah.
weddings.
Horse
Uh,
racing
you
and
know
weddings.
why? What's all that about?
Yeah, don't know. All right.
Okay,
Well,
all right.
let's get into the tractor because we're going to go to Alexandra's haunted for the next part of our podcast. So
Yes.
let's just get in, make our way over. Now then, Alexandra isn't here, but she did leave a note, and the note was about something that she wanted to put into room 101.
Okay.
So last week's episode, if you don't know, we did room 101, which is a place where Paul and I put 5 things each that we would banish from the world and put it into room 101. So she's got some things for that. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to collect up some of the listeners' things that they want to put in room 101. So we'll do a listener episode in about 2 or 3 weeks' time.
Because we were thinking before we came online and before we went live, we're talking about having maybe ADHD 101 being a kind of a monthly feature.
I think so.
It could be.
But so as we were at the Haunted Inn, and as it's kind of like spooky season is upon us, is it upon you in Italy? Is like Halloween a thing?
Not like it is in the States. Yeah, kids do trick and treat, but it's not like they don't go crazy for it. You kind of like get a couple of groups of kids knocking on your door.
All right.
Of an evening.
Well, I thought I would do a little one. I would do like a quick ghost themed quiz. Just a one ghost question as we're at Alexandra's Haunted Inn. So Paul, I'm going to play you a clip, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to play you a clip, and then you just have to tell me what film it's from. Now it's a ghost clip, right? So I'm so
ghost theme.
Yeah, ghost theme.
Is it
what film?
Like Patrick Swayze?
Well, I'm gonna play it, right? And then you're gonna guess, all right? So here we go. What film is this from?
There is no Dana. There is only Zoo.
Did you get that?
Play it again.
All right.
There is no Dana. There is only Zoo.
There is no Dana. There is only Zool.
I don't know. It sounds very David Lynchy.
And it was Sigourney Weaver who said the line. There is no Dana.
In Aliens.
There is only Zool. No, mate. It's Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters.
Sigourney Weaver is in Ghostbusters.
Paul, mate. I'm gonna take you to one side.
I'm not.
All right.
And leave me there.
I'm gonna take you to one side. She's like the main female character.
Other than Bill Murray. I'm not a big Ghostbusters fan. Other than Bill Murray and who's the other guy that was in Taxi?
I can't remember off the top
the
of my
mechanic
head.
from Taxi. Yeah. But no, I'm not.
It's a
not
good film.
Big
mate.
fan of Ghostbusters.
It's a good film. All right.
Okay.
Well, let's
Ghostbusters.
So let's head over to the post office.
Okay.
I
think was a fast quiz.
I know, right? Well, it was just the one. It was just
what? I don't understand. What did Alessandra put in the room 101?
Well,
you
I'm
saying
not going
that?
to.
Are you saying that
I'm not-
Alexandra put Sigourney Weaver in room 101?
No,
Okay.
no. She's definitely not putting Alexander in room 101. I'm gonna save that for the listener episode.
Oh, okay, fine.
So we will find
Oh.
out. All right.
Okay. You're just building up curiosity.
I am building up that
And-
curiosity.
okay.
Now it's
Okay.
time for you to say.
I
'cause we're at the
beseech
post
you,
office.
fellow. Oh no, that's the outro. What I say now is your feedback is vital to us. We read all of your lovely comments, and in the future episode we might read out one of yours, like
Right.
this one. Martin's I think's got the
Right.
list.
So Paul, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last week, right?
Yeah.
Room 101, we talked
Yeah.
about. I talked about pens, okay?
Yes.
And
You did.
one of the comments that you said about pens was that you had to blow. I can't even say it. You had to
Blow on the
blow
end of the pen.
on the pen and then even
Yeah.
lick it to kind of get it going.
Yeah, licking I can understand. Blowing is, I thought, something you did to other types of pen.
Right. So I didn't clock it at the time, but people thought that to blowing a pen and licking the tip was highly hilarious.
Oh, of course it is. Of course. Also, because in Italian, penna
Yeah.
is the penis,
Oh,
but
is
it's
it?
also the pen. Penna
Wow.
is both a thing, a writing instrument, and the penis. Penna. And no,
So
I didn't see it licking the tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yikes.
All right.
All
Right.
right,
No, that's a whole other episode, guys.
So what you're saying is, in Italy, if someone says, "Oi,
Yes.
mate, have you got a pen?" You'd be like, "That's a
Right.
bit personal."
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, that's a different episode. That's an episode where we would do ADHD and oral stimulation.
Blimey.
It's one to look forward to.
Yeah, that's never happening. All right, so
Maybe.
let's talk about what we're going to do. God, this is a shortish episode, Paul. This is going
Okay.
to be like 35 minutes, but there we go. That's
all right. Well, we packed it in. We packed
did.
it in. It's like the Campbell's soup of podcasts. We got all sorts of rammed all kinds of information in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have rammed quite hard enough on this podcast.
And lick the tip.
Yep. Just pulling faces.
Taxi. I think
Taxi for Paul.
Taxi. So what we do now? We've read out the
We're going to
post.
talk about next week.
Yes.
Next week's episode. I want to do ADHD and phones.
Okay.
So that will include not only just
headphones,
kind of phone calls, so
cell phones.
It's not only. It isn't only phoning people or answering the phone, but it's also I kind of thought going through the history of the various phones that we've had. So at home, you would have your rotary dial phone, and then we had the kind of those big brick phones, and then we had the kind of small the
Oyster
first,
phones.
Those flip phones.
Oyster phones, which are
and
coming back. I think they're brilliant. The Samsung folding phones are fucking brilliant. They're brilliant.
Right.
Have you seen the latest publicity? It's very, very cool. Samsung, because the new iPhone Air has come out. So Samsung, what they do, they've done the new publicity. It's absolutely genius. Their folding phones are lighter than air, and they attach one of their phones to the balloon, and the phone is lighter than the balloon, so the balloon follows the helium, takes it up into the sky.
Right.
Brilliant.
Nice.
It's like Apple saying, "Oh, look how light our phone is. Our new iPhone Air is," and there's Samsung saying, "Actually, ours are folding phones, and they're still lighter."
Yeah,
Brilliant.
I love that.
Anyway.
All right. Well, so I thought actually it could be a lot of fun and a trip down
That
memory
sounds good.
lanes of the phones
Yes.
of our past.
Yes.
All right. So where's the old outro button? There it is. All right. So that just leaves me to say ADHDville is delivered fresh every Tuesdays to all purveyors of fine podcasts. Please subscribe to the podcast and rate us. Most amazing. And feel free to correspond at will in the comments. But wait, there's more. If you wish to see our beautiful faces, then sally forth to the YouTubes and the TikToks. You can pick up a quill and email us at adhdville@gmail.com. But in the meantime, be fucking kind to yourself.
And I beseech you, fellow ADHDers, fare thee well with gladness of heart.
Ah, la 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 la. Where's the button that says?
There,
There,
says
says
the
the
mayor.
mayor.
That's that.